Welcome, everyone, to the AltadenaTalks podcast. I'm Brian Bacchus, and you're not.
I'm Jamal Smith. I am not Brian Bacchus, and welcome everybody. Sorry we're a few minutes late. We had stuff happens, but we appreciate you signing in. And for those who aren't in live right now, hopefully you're watching this recording, and as usual, get some good information. For those that are new, that are unsure what the purpose of this podcast is, it's to really provide some information, some resources to those who are affected by the Eaton fire. So those folks who are in Altadena, primarily Altadena, and some folks in Pasadena. Um, so this is episode 10. So man, time flies. I'll tell you. These started popping off, and the time just kept going by, and we kept getting a little bit more information here and there, and it's been really, really helpful. We have some people that participate and give some good insight and some comments. We welcome anyone who would like to come on and actually talk live with us and be on the recording and be in the podcast, so folks can see you and answer some. You can answer some questions live, and we can ask them to you, and we can pull some from the comments. So please feel free to let us know if you're interested in coming on board and chatting with us. Now, today, just like we normally do, we have a few kind of announcements to talk about, and then we're going to really dig deeper into something that Brian had picked up on and started yesterday, which is the nonprofits and how to set them up, and some of the benefits of them, and just really step by step on how to get these things going. So first off, I just put a couple flyers together. I mean, a couple items together. If you don't mind sharing that for me, B. First thing I want to share, and if you can take our banner out so we can see this, want to give a shout out to our homeboy E-Dub. E-Dub has, from the get-go, well, even before this, he's been a proponent of doing some stuff for our community on a regular basis. But since these fires, he really stepped up and is one of the other resources that we regularly mention in terms of getting some data for if you want to keep your house and you want to rebuild, and also if you want to potentially sell. What he actually is doing is on next Monday, February 3rd at 7 p.m., he has an ongoing podcast called Let's Talk About It with Edub. Let's Talk About It with Edub. And it's on a black owned platform called Fanbase. Fanbase is actually owned by Isaac Hayes' son, and he's had it for a couple years. I actually have been on it for a little bit, and he's using that platform to kind of build it up and obviously support black-owned businesses. But this is actually going to be on Fanbase on February 3rd at 7 p.m. And I'm just reading the caption that or the post. It says, let's hear from some people in the know and from people who have been through this or do this kind of work. He's going to have several people, Pepper Triplet, A. Deborah Manuel, and Ravon Walker. I went to school with a couple of these folks, and a few others on stage answering questions, looking for insurance adjusters, lawyers, and contractors to fill out the stage and answering the people's questions. He's going to post a link to the Fanbase app so you can download it. And of course, I didn't click the see more. Let me read that from my section. Hold on. That was my bad on that. And see more. Oh, enjoying the show. Please pass this along. I didn't miss out too much. So again, shout out to Edub. He's actually one of the folks in the city is actually doing a lot of good stuff. So feel free to go ahead and download the app and tune in there and get some good information. And we'll probably share some results of that, in the future. Next, this is something that I had actually gotten a hold of yesterday. It was from Jill Hawkins. She had posted it on her site, and it's School Fest. APO. Oh, that's in Spanish. I'm not going to do that. Read that in Spanish. But why did I click the Spanish one? I'm tripping. Hold on, I am tripping. Let me go to this one real quick, and I'll come back to the school one. Starting today, the Small Business Fire Recovery Event. Small business affected by or destroyed by the Eaton fire can receive information and available disaster assistance and personalized one-on-one consultations. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you, bro. Um, this will start on Monday, February 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not start. It is on Monday, February 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The program begins at 10 a.m., so be there early. It's at First AME Church, 1700 North Raymond Ave in Pasadena. And it does ask that you RSVP. If you go to judychu.eventbrite.com, and you can go ahead and RSVP there. I believe that's all I have right now, Brian.
Go back to that one.
Yeah.
No, the one. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if having your business run out of your home qualifies for a small business destroyed by the fire.
I'm pretty darn sure it does.
So this would be a great place. You and I are going to be having an in-depth conversation.
This would be a great place to have that in-depth conversation. And you know what, B? I'm sure that there's other folks that have had that same question. So I'm glad you asked. If you also have that question or something similar, go on to this event and get your questions answered.
And Erica is in one of my groups that I'm in. That's a whole bunch of different people. We have a lot of topics we discuss. And she was actually a proponent on helping me get a lot of disaster information early on. So thank you, Erica, for showing up and also sharing the podcast. You are the first person to pop up to say you were sharing it.
Thank you so much, Erica. Definitely.
Appreciate you.
No doubt. I got just one more thing to share at this juncture in time. And this was something that I saw Governor Gavin Newsom actually spoke yesterday and mentioned the advent, well, he basically created this program called LA Rides. It's going to have several development companies, including the owner of the Dodgers and some other, folks who actually have some influence to help rebuild the areas that are affected by the disaster. But one of the disasters, but he actually created an actual executive order. In addition to that, he created an executive order that actually is going to help make rebuilding a little easier. I quickly summarized it, and I just am going to read this. This is something you guys have access to when you read the recording, or you can screenshot it. So the governor of California is making special rules because of the big fires in LA and Ventura counties. The fires, we know when they started. So since so many people lost their homes, the governor wants to help them by rebuilding quickly without a lot of extra rules and costs. Now, I oversimplified this summary just to make it easy to kind of understand, but if you dip into the actual executive order, which is what I have on top, you can actually get all the details as written specifically by the governor. And basically, here's what he's doing. People can rebuild their homes and buildings in the same place without needing extra environmental and coastal permits. And the coastal part is especially for those that are Palisades. Price gouging will stay illegal in LA County until January 7th, 2026. That sounds funny. It's like, we're going to allow price gouging later. Right now we're going to stop. Price gouging should never be allowed, right?
Right. But, just for now, I put a stay on it.
Right.
30 to 65 days.
Yeah. State departments will check with building and permit rules. They might slow down rebuilding and see if they could or should be removed. So any of those things that slow down the process, they're going to look into those to see if they can be removed. Also, the state will work with cities to make it easier and faster to get building permits so people can rebuild their homes. It says 30 days, but as quickly as possible. I really hesitate to stick with any sort of timelines that they put on there, just because this is unprecedented, times, and what they may want to do may not be what they actually can do. So just take that with a grain of salt. And again, look at the actual document for more information. The governor will work with lawmakers to make laws that help rebuild homes safer and stronger against future fires. This order is meant to help people recover from the fires as fast as possible. Again, this is an oversimplified summary of the document, but it's the basics, really, just so you can kind of get a feel for what it is and kind of look into that, and it'd be a good thing if they can make things a little easier for folks affected by this huge disaster. That's it for me, B.
Cool. All right, that was great information, and hope everybody was able to decipher it. And we will be putting majority of this stuff as we do it on our website. It's kind of been this wasn't something that was planned, and like we woke up one day and said, "Hey, let's do this podcast," and had 2 months to prepare for it. This was spawned out of the need for people to have information, and they didn't know any reputable places to get it from. So we decided upon ourselves, just like we decided when we started Style Click Media 8 years ago, because we couldn't find anybody that was honest enough to tell us how to use certain social media products. So we figured it out ourselves, and now we offer it as a all-in-one for our clients. And we've been in existence for 8 years. So that obviously tells you something. We're still doing it.
Right.
But now AI has come along and made my life so much easier. Oh my God. I used to take 3 hours to write a grant. Now I take 10 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to tell you guys the tools you need to use to be successful. What is it? You used to go in the library, pull out all these books, make these notations, get on your typewriter, type it up, make sure you have a whole bunch of whiteout, because you'll be making a ton of mistakes unless you're a professional typist like me. You didn't have to use whiteout. You just had the Selectric 2, and you just hit the button back and erased it itself. But that was a long time ago. That was almost about 35, 40 years ago. Now, with the super advancement of technology, we are now able to move past all of that. So I know there's a lot of you out there that say you're grant writers and this, that, and the other, and that's fine, but you should utilize the tools that will enhance you to make your grant writing more refined, more robust. I can tell Chat to write me a grant proposal and have a heartfelt and eloquent message. It will do it. Then you go in and tweak it the way you need to. But I'm going to show you guys all that stuff later. In the meantime, thank you so much, Erica. She says, have a good day. Brian Bach is so grateful for the work you're putting in. Stay in and on. Supervisor Catherine Berger, you know what? Her chief of staff needs to have you in her phone. I got to go back to work. I'm always talking to Catherine Berger. Every time I go to one of these townhomes, I'm talking to her, asking her all kind of questions, because I want to know. I want to know what's going on with Altadena. I don't care. I mean, I do care about the people that have problems in Palisades and Malibu and Hollywood Hills, but all those people have millions of dollars. Altadena only has us. We're the town. So the town has to help the town. So that's why we're here, to bring you the information that you need to go about your daily lives, because this is actually a day-to-day thing. We don't know when things are going to happen to stop us from doing this. We don't know how the new administration might feel about how we're doing things. They're already getting rid of all these other things, DEI and all of these things. So we just got to be here for each other. And Jamal and I really make this podcast for our local people that know us and follow us and trust us. We understand if there's some outsider people coming in, and we applaud you for being here. But basically what we're trying to do is make it so that our people that live where we live can do what we need them to do to get their daily dose of whatever it is that's going to make them feel better. And right now, the time is ripe, for lack of a better description, for starting your nonprofit. So I created a template. No, you're not getting it for free. You want it, you're going to pay $10. That's pretty cheap, right? $10. Or you can make your own. But I'm just telling you, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this. I'm not trying to give stuff away anymore. I made an announcement before the fires that I was no longer doing anything for free. Don't ask me for advice. Don't sit down and try to take me to lunch. at Panda Express, $10, thinking you're going to spend 2 hours talking to me. I'll give you 5 minutes. After that, I charge $250 for 2 hours. If you can't afford to pay that, then you're not ready to do business. Straight out. I'm very knowledgeable. I got a high success rate.
Can I pause real quick?
Yeah,
Make one last quick announcement, because this is something that Elaine had mentioned in her post. She got an event from Senator Sasha Renee Perez. I also got it, and I just want to kind of read it real quick. It was an email, and it basically says she's hosting a Rebuilding Together, Navigating Recovery Resources and Debris Removal Town Hall, and it's actually tomorrow, January 30th at 6 p.m. It's going to focus on the E10 fire damage and feature information presented by federal, state, and local officials. It's going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow at PCC, looks like Crevelling Lounge. And PCC, for those that don't know, is 1570 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. There's going to be free parking in Lot 1, which is at the corner of Hill and Colorado. Sorry about that. I just happened to find it. I saw her post, and I get her emails as well. I don't know how I missed that one.
No, it needs to be talked about.
Thank you,
Elaine. We're here.
Yep.
Elaine, you're so knowledgeable.
You rock.
We're gonna have to bring you on the show. You keep on dodging us, though.
Yeah, we keep asking. Forget about. You said something about camera ready last time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Key-Man.
Just put your bonnet on, girl. It's all good.
We'll put our hoodies on and we'll be in solidarity together.
All right, David. Thank you for cleanup. Look into the EPA to start the free cleanup process. Good information. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, David.
Corey, I don't even know what you meant, but just you now. I guess you be typing and then you cut off the last part. I fat finger a lot of messages when I'm typing. But I gotta first pull this up so that I can show it. Okay, let's see if this is going to become tabbed and I'll be able to show. And it looks like it is. Okay. All right, so I gotta clear out half this stuff. Let's do function F11. And this is directly out of my what do you call it? Sorry, I'm blanked. All right, let's go back here. I got to share this page real quick. And he said that wasn't for us. Well, remember, if you comment on here, it pops up on the screen. So that's why we get confused. We don't want you to be saying something you didn't want to be saying on this part.
Yeah, please be careful.
Be careful. This thing automatically pops your comments up. Now, we can go back and pop them, but, I'll be trying to, oh, no, that's going to happen. No. Everyone beware. All right, so I'm almost there. I'm sorry. I had to make it a browser-based thing so that you could actually see it. So when I set up the nonprofit for the one that's based out of Minneapolis, I had to create a Excel sheet. It's like a template that I use to keep track of everything. So it's basically on the left is the topic, the right column is actions, and then the next column is filings. You may see A, B, D because I got C hidden because that's where the pricing is. I don't want you to see how much it costs because it might alarm you. Yeah, but just to let you know, for what I do, I charge anywhere from $3,500 to $10,000. It depends on how compliant you want your nonprofit to be. Now, at the $10,000 range, well, guess what? I'm getting you 2 or 3 grants, so that actually gets you the nonprofit for free. So that's why you pay that money, so you can get my inside knowledge on what it is that I'm doing for you. So we're going to just jump right in. I'm just going to show you basically how I set things up. This is also for one in Minneapolis. I do every state, but I majority do California. So because California is cheaper and there's a whole bunch of different amenities you get with being in California. So basically, when you set up a checklist in Excel, you should have the name of your foundation or whatever it is you're going to do. Who is the name of the person going to be the executive director? Your home address, your business address, and I probably should have put right there was business address, because that would have been a lot simpler. And then, all your information that you're going to need to get your credentials, your driver's license number, your social security, the birth date, your EIN. I ask for all this on a form that I give you so that when you have me do it, I don't have to ask you for anything anymore. Now, if you feel leery about giving up your stuff, then I don't know what to tell you, because you won't give it to me, but you'll give it to LegalZoom. You don't even know who they are. So at that point, we'll get your EIN, your articles of incorporation. That's what AOI stands for. So you'll see EIN and tax ID. So there's an EIN with the IRS, and then there's a state EIN that you get from the state that you're in. So if you want to apply for grants that are state-based, you need a state-based EIN. If you're looking for just federal grants, then all you need is the tax ID number or the EIN. So this one is going to be based off of filing in Minnesota. So basically, I filed a nonprofit with the Secretary of State of Minnesota. Once that came back, I filed the EIN with the IRS. Then I filed the 1023 with the IRS for exemption status. That's how you get your determination letter and get put in what they call Publication 78, which allows anyone, anywhere to look in and see that if you're a valid nonprofit and how much deductions they'll get from you if they give you money. So for every $100 that somebody gives you, most of the time nonprofits will have a 60% deduction rate. You can do in-kind stuff, but you got to get that appraised. You can even donate homes to sorry, I'm getting calls. I hate that every time. Okay, people, if I'm on here, don't call me, please. I'm on here from 10 to 11, sometimes 12. Don't call, or else I'm gonna put you on blast. I'm gonna put you on speaker, and I'm gonna let everybody hear what you're about to say. Anyway, going back to the document. So you're going to file your statement of information. That's to let them know how many officers that you're going to have in your nonprofit. Now, majority of the time, there's a minimum of 3. That's always required. So make sure the people that you're going to have on your nonprofit are going to be actual working, available board of directors members. Because don't put your mom on there. She ain't going to do anything, because it's not worth it for you to have her on. Then you're going to create, well, in this case, you don't need an operating agreement. Only time you need an operating agreement is if you're going to be doing a DBA under your nonprofit, and that's a whole different thing. We'll talk about that later. Now, if you don't have 3 board of directors at the time of your filing with the Secretary of State, they will give you what they call you can create what they call a board of directors waiver. And what that does is that certifies that you are the only board of director member, and you will be the one taking on all the responsibility until you get the other 2 members. Sorry, can't do this. Someone's always calling me. Don't call.
You're a popular guy, man.
Man, it's like every time. So back to the tab. So you're going to get the board of directors waiver if you don't have 3 members. You'll also give them the board of directors list if you do have 3 members, and you'll have to create your nonprofit bylaws. Now, remember, I'm telling you to do all of this before you even apply for a grant, because you don't want to go and apply and think that you're all ready to go, and then they say, well, okay, well, can we be on your certificate of insurance? And you go, what's that? Well, you're not ready. So this is why I'm trying to get you ready by giving you some short little cliff notes so you'll be able to function. You definitely need to have insurance, but the insurance thing is kind of, if you're applying for a $25,000 grant and you get it, but they require you to get insurance, just know it's going to be a month-long process to do this, because they need to make sure that they match what the grantor is asking of you to cover, as well as how much you can afford. Now, a lot of these grants will allow you to reimburse the payments that you make out of pocket. Remember, you're going to make this insurance payment out of pocket unless they're going to give you reimbursement. Now, when we got the grant from Minneapolis for $25,000, they gave us, we got the grant. It was awarded May 20th. It didn't really go into effect until October, but it took us 2 months to get the insurance verbiage right. And I'm talking about going back and forth with emails. I can show you the whole list. It's crazy. But it worked out, and now we know what to do. Now, I create Google Voice numbers. And the reason why I do that is because you can log into your computer and use the phone. You can list it as long as you continue to use it, because the minute you don't use it for 30 days, like there's no calls, no text, Google takes the number back. So I always tell people, sign up with a subscription-based text messaging thing, like something that sends you a text message every day to that number, so that it always has activity. Every last number you call for me is a Google number. Every last one.
Yeah,
I don't even know what my phone numbers are on my regular cell phones, because as soon as I get a new phone, I don't port the number over because I never give it out. I just port I just log into all the Google numbers I have for my businesses and nonprofits, and I can use them as many times as I want. Now, I have on one phone, I probably got 20 Google numbers. So it's not like you can't run several businesses from your phone. You can't. You just need to know
that's a great feature for those folks who are unaware or weren't aware. To be able to utilize those numbers is awesome. Just like B just said at the end, you can do so many different businesses and with one phone, and it's so convenient.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to sit there and worry about what's going on or why this isn't working or whatever.
Morning,
you just need to make sure that you follow the steps, and you'll be good. Now, the way I set them up, do not set them up as a business. Set them up as personal, because if you set up as a business, it's going to charge you $10 a month. Now, right now, we're doing a free 99 special where I'm telling you this on this show so that you'll be able to keep track of it instead of wondering, what happened. Okay, did I just lose the tab? I did. How did that happen?
You're showing the voice, Google Voice right now.
I know, that's not what I wanted to show. So I'm going to remove that and take it back to the presentation. I think when I go to another screen and I click on something, it always takes me out of the thing. So we're back. Okay, so we got now business address. If you're doing something in Altadena, find an Altadena address. Most of the stuff that I do is based out of Beverly Hills. The reason why I use Beverly Hills addresses is because they treat Beverly Hills mailboxes as an actual address, not a virtual address, not a postal mail drop, but an actual address. I mean, my driver's license is on there, my car insurance, my car registration, anything about me is at that address. That's why I can't take advantage of anything that happens out here with Show My ID, because I don't have ID for Altadena. Even though I've been living here for years. So the corporate email, you definitely want to set up a domain name. It could be with GoDaddy. It could be with anybody. I choose Namecheap because, just like the name says, it's cheap. So there you can set up your domain name. You can get your email set up, and it also sets the domain up for your website. I suggest starting off with a one-page website. If you don't know how to do it, that's the reason why we offer these services. So we usually we're a one-stop shop for you. But you need a presence out there. People are not going to give you money just because you register your business with the state of California or your nonprofit. They want to see what you're doing. Where's the action? Where's, what are you doing? Where's the programs? Where's video, pictures? People don't believe anything anymore. So you got to prove it. That's why I'm showing you all these steps. This part right here, I'm going to kind of skip because let me fix this so I can make this bigger. Let's see. I'm going to skip the business listing, business credit bureaus, because you're not really dealing with this just right away. So I'm not going to mess with these right here for now. So I'm going to skip down though to the business listings. Now you do need to list yourself because people want to know where you're at. So your mailing address is fine. Your website should have your phone number on it, your email, your business, your mailing address. Make sure you list it as your corporate headquarters mailing address because people will show up to your mailbox thinking that you're a business that they can just walk into. Beware of that. So these are the ones that I tell you to list yourself on. There's list yourself. That's funny. Google My Business is really the first one you do. But I put list yourself first because a lot of people, Google My Business has been doing a funky way of verifying your location now. You have to make a video. You have to be out on the street showing the cross streets, have yourself in the video, then walk back to the location so they know it's a physical location. If you don't do that, you're not getting your business listed on Google, straight out. Now, the other ones, Bing for Business, Yelp, BBB, which is Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, Merchant Circle, LinkedIn, Yellow Pages, White Pages, Yellow Book, Yahoo for Business. You got to remember, these sound old, but there are people out there that are still using AOL and the AOL browser, and they go to Yelp for, to look up stuff. So you just got to be cognizant. On my page on Brian Bacchus, when you're starting your business, I have a business structure, corporate structure set up. There's a link on there that has 50 links that you can go set up your search engine listings. Remember, the easier you are to find, the quicker people want to give you some money. So this is why I showed this small list. This list is actually 50 lines. Now, this is for the people who are technically savvy. Once you build your website, then you need to go and make sure that you set up all your analytical platforms like Google Search Console, Google Analytics. These are things you're using to see how many people go to the website. Where do they stop at? Why are they on this particular page? What's going on with that page? Is it not letting them complete? This tells you everything that you need to know. These other two, Printful Apparel Fulfillment Site and EC Wid Shopping Site, every time you put a nonprofit together or a site, you need to have some gear to sell for your site. This is how you do your fundraising. I'm going to show you a couple of websites later from the nonprofits that we're dealing with, but this is the easiest way to set up selling stuff online. Printful is an apparel site. All you do is upload your logo, and you can put it on anything: bags, backpacks, tote bags, hats, shirts, pants, whatever. They already do it for you. And the reason why it's called a fulfillment site is because when somebody buys something from it, they're going to pay. The fulfillment site is going to make the merchandise, and then once they ship it to the person, they pay you the difference. So say you paid $8 for a mug, but you're selling it for $15. Once they pay the $15 to Printful, they will then ship the mug out and give you your $7 difference. So that's an easy way to start off selling apparel without having stock full of closets of apparel.
This is an amazing way to do it too, because it's also known as print on demand, and they have, like V was saying, a variety of things that you can print out, not just the apparel, but it can be mouse pads and mugs and water bottles and all kind of notepads, all kind of stuff, even things you probably hadn't even thought of, and it makes a great method of you to raise funds. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, that's I'm telling you, it's a good look, because you don't really have to worry about any of that. Now, Printful does not allow you to sell directly through them. That's why I put EC-WID up here. And if people are interested, I will go over this another time, make a little complete video so you can see how this actually works. But yeah, this is where you actually need to go to get your apparel done. So moving on to the social media pages. Now, as you know, we live in a social media society. And so all of your social media needs to be created and populated, because if you don't populate it on a regular basis, again, you got to remember who's giving you these grants. These people are now 25 and 35. They grew up in social media era, so they feel that if you do not have a social media presence, you're not a real nonprofit, or you're not a real business. So remember who you're dealing with now. For the majority of us that's watching this, we're above 50. So we're the old school way of going to fill out the application and doing this and that. Well, now these people look for everything. I mean, this is what they call cancel culture society. So they can cancel you without having you even realize it, just by you not having the tools in place. So this list right here is just basically, this is Facebook Business Manager and Facebook Suite. Now, and I should have put that right there. The reason why a lot of people don't know about, they know about Facebook, but they don't know about the professional dashboard, the metadata center, or the meta center, and the business manager. Now, the business manager is what you set up so that you'll be able to control everything that you do on Facebook. So after you set up the business manager, inside the business manager is a section. In fact, let's just go to it. I want to make sure you guys see that. So let's unshare this real quick. I want to show you what that looks like.
Yeah, as he gets to this is the part that it really does take a little bit of time to understand how to make this work. But once you figure it out, this will make all your efforts so worthwhile. It gets your stuff seen. It gives you all these stats and reports, and it just gives you all the information that you really need in order to see how your business is doing and give you ideas on areas that you can actually improve on.
So, of course, I have two-factor authentication activated, so I'm going to have to put that in here real quick.
Not a big deal. So, for those of you who are watching right now, gaining this information, who's looking to start a nonprofit this year? Just go ahead and pop a little something in the chat, or just let us know, and it'd be kind of cool to give an idea if what it's about. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are going to do stuff related to helping folks because of the fires, but if you're going to do anything else, it'd be nice to know as well too. Just curiosity sake. All right, Rashad.
I'm actually doing Rashad's right now as we speak.
Oh, that's Shad?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not looking right now. Let me see.
Rashad Porter.
Yep, that's him.
What up, Shotty?
Okay, so I'm going to take you to, so we're going to share this tab. So this website can be found at business.facebook.com. If you don't already have this set up, then this is how you set your stuff up. So I'm going to full screen this. So basically, this is the business section of Facebook. This is where you come to set up all your stuff about your business, to confirm everything and all this. Now, once you put all your information in here, they're going to give you a business ID and all of this stuff, and you'll have your whole stuff right. Now, when you come under, I'm not. It says it all was. Hold on. View tab. Oh, I didn't add it to the thing. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Bada boom, bada bing. There you go.
No, duh. So this is you can find this at business.facebook.com. It normally starts off as Meta Business Suite. Then you scroll down here to settings, and then you can see your particular content. Now, as you guys can see, we manage a whole bunch of people's stuff. There's a lot of different companies right here that we manage. So, depending on which one you're dealing with, that's the one you go to. Now, this is where you add people to be able to come in on here with you. I should have showed Style Click instead of this one. There we go. Okay. So this one shows the company that Jamal and I started 8 years ago. This is all the information here, the name of the company, the website. It was verified July 18, 2019. But we created this on December 7th, 2017. So just so you didn't think I was lying to you about how long we've been in business. 8 years, baby. We create ads through here, all kinds of stuff. But when you set your business portfolio up, now you can control people, pages, all kinds of stuff. So when you want somebody to have full admin rights, you add them here. So as you can see, the only real people that we have here is me and Jamal. Now we do have other partner sites. So these are all of the partner sites that we deal with right here. We manage their ad campaigns and stuff like that. So that's why you see certain things here. System users, we don't have anybody logging into Facebook via a portal or two-factor authentication, so we don't worry about that. Now, here's where the most important part is. When you want to make a new page on Facebook, you create it in here. And let me tell you the benefits of creating it in here. When you create it in here, the business owns it no matter what. I don't care if somebody comes in, you make them admin and they kick all the admins out. You can be able to come here to the top of the top and cut them out. So you'll never have to worry about somebody taking over your page and kicking you off, things of that nature. So here's where we create all of the different pages that we own. You see this one I created for General Lee. It's owned by Style Click Media. So every time General Lee gets his phone hacked and somebody takes over his personal page, they can't take over his business page because we have already laid claim to owning it. Same with all these other ones. But except for this one, I created King's Breakfast and Burgers business portfolio like I'm showing you now. So they own the page. I just manage it because we're a partner. So that's how that works. So this is something, if you guys have never seen this back here, this is going to be new to you. I'm telling you. Ad accounts, this is where we create the ad accounts so that we can start creating ads for you without having to get your credit card information. Some of these things we don't do anything with. This one, I think they deprecated this, so it's over. Any apps that we create, which we have, then this is where you actually authenticate them. So we had a Wi-Fi setup app when we used to set up bars and restaurants with Wi-Fi marketing. We had a Style Click Media app. It was too much to maintain because Apple kicks everybody off. So
it might be easier, with all the APIs and just new technology. We might be able to do that again soon.
No, they're proprietary. They still kick us off. So this is where we set up our shop at. So when you want to shop for services from Style Click Media, you set up here. This is where we put all the Instagram accounts that we deal with and the WhatsApp accounts. We don't have any added. But then you got your data sources, and this is for stuff like when you want to set up catalogs for stores. You want to set up the pixel for your website so you can track where people come to buy stuff from you. So you can set up various pixels. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like 6 or 7 of them pop up. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, that's on Brian Bacchus. So we haven't done anything here for a while.
But pause. There's
Yeah.
a question from Elaine. She had made comment about how she needs to be removed from a few businesses, and is there a way to hand over the page to someone else? It's a great question.
Oh yeah, easy. Just go on in there and add them as an admin, and then once they have access, don't add them as an admin and then kick yourself off and leave because they have to accept it first. Otherwise, it'll be in limbo. But basically, that's what you do. You add them as an admin, and once they log in and take over, then you remove yourself. But in our case, we deal with managing people's social media. So we're usually the advocates for who they add and who they don't add. And, they'll say, I want to add this person as an admin. I say, well, there's no recovery. I'll tell them this because it's absolutely no recovery unless you set it up through your business manager. So if you add this person as an admin, and I've had to deal with this, the person gets added as an admin, they take over the page and start posting their own personal stuff on the popular page. And now you have a problem. But guess what? You were the admin before and you got kicked off. So it's always best to set it up to be able to get, back and forth to the information. A lot of this stuff right here is not used in any sort of form by us per se. So we're not like doing like a big TV production or anything like that, or else this is, so they did move them. I knew I had some pixels. They moved them over to data sets. So this is where you would come to create your pixel for your website so that if you were selling something on Facebook, you would actually be able to track it through your website's analytics. So say you were selling something on Facebook, but you had the link, you had it embedded in your website, it will keep track of it and tell you where people stopped, what they looked at, how long they stayed on this page, when they left, and stuff like that. So that's where those are. Custom conversions, I don't think I've done anything here. Yeah. Shared audiences, this is where you would, like say if you and another Facebook page, both businesses wanted to share your audiences, you could actually create audiences to be shared back and forth, especially if you're collaborating on something. The rest of this is kind of just like stuff that I don't really use. I mean, I got my domain in here. It's verified. It's protected. I can block people from sending me stuff. I hope there was nobody there so nobody would see who I blocked. Then you would come to this station. So if you had apps, you could connect them. Actually, I got appointments for Square set up, and I have to fix this because something is going on. But it does say connected since 4 years ago. So when people go to Style Click Media's page or BBC, they can actually make an appointment with me through Facebook. And then this is other features where you can go to get leads for leads access. So as you can see, we have 3 or 4 people that we deal with. We used to have a website called Shop Style Click where we sold a lot of stuff. This one bra in particular that was like, I guess when you were wearing loose, flimsy clothing, it kind of kept your friends in place so that they wouldn't fall out. It only cost $5. We sold like 1,000 of them mugs. Hey, it was a great day. It's a great look. Have to show you that one day. See, what it is about with me and Jamal, we test stuff. We play around with stuff. We try to put it out there and say, hey, let's see if this works. And, we use Pinterest a lot. I probably had like 8 million followers on Pinterest back in 2018 for like 6 months because we were just pressing, pushing all kinds
really going back then.
Oh, we had like 200 posts going on there a day. People was coming on our posts grabbing funny memes. I mean, we were pulling from Black Twitter, all kinds of stuff. That was good old days. Now the end user license agreement tells us you can't duplicate other people's stuff. And isn't that what Facebook does every day? How many posts do I see going down Facebook that say the same exact thing? I'm gonna start screenshotting them and say who said it best. It's the same post. Anyway, then you can get down here and all these other things are down here. You got Meta verified, news pages, ad partnerships, security center, notifications. The list goes on. There's a lot of stuff here. But this is to give you an idea on how the back end of Facebook works. So you still have all this other stuff. You still got the Meta suite. So with the Meta suite, that's the second tier. This is where you go to make posts. This is where you go to see how your things are doing, right? So, it shows you how many followers you got on Instagram, how many followers you got on Facebook. You can make a post. They have ad hints. You got all kinds of stuff. They got the ads manager with all kinds of stuff. They got notifications so you can see who sent you what, and what's going on right here. Like a day ago, Dennis Mincy liked the video from AltadenaTalks. Pips on La Brea mentioned me and others in the thing. So you can see your inboxes here. You don't necessarily have to be on Facebook getting distracted to run stuff on Facebook is what I'm trying to tell you, really. So this way you can, schedule content. I can take this and I can start pushing it to other places. This one happens to be Style Click Media, so I wasn't really pushing nothing on here because we've been doing our own personal things. But if I went to my page, you will see it's got a ton of crap. But this is where you can come to really play around with getting to know what your platform is actually doing. And this is what I try to tell people. You should explore anything that you have already given away your privacy to, regardless, because you need to know what it's about. If you don't know, you need to figure it out. So I'm going to go back to, now that I showed you what Facebook Business Manager and Facebook, what do you call it, is, I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet. And let's see, here it is.
We're at 5140.
Well, as long as we got people on here, I'm gonna finish this out.
I'm just a heads up.
Yeah, because I can't see the clock at all. I'm actually on another screen altogether.
We're regularly amazed at how quickly time goes by when we're having fun.
We're regularly amazed how people just stay here and actually look at this stuff because
we appreciate it.
I'm just glad you do. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
So the marketing campaign platforms that we use are MailChimp, Eventbrite, Square, Deliverit, Webstat, Find My Travel, Stripe, and iContact. Now, let me tell you a little bit. Most people know about MailChimp. That's a email address campaign platform where you can take all your emails that you have and you can put them in a campaign to let people know about what you're about to do. Like, for instance, February 1st, which is Saturday, we're going to be launching the campaign for the Black Wall Street project that we did in the documentary in Tulsa called Greenwood Avenue Project. So we're going to be using MailChimp and Eventbrite and Square and all of this stuff to get the word out there. Now, mind you, it's only 80 seats in the theater. We're only doing it for 2 days. The tickets are going to go for $15. And that's just for us to cover the cost of getting the theater and refreshments for you, as well as flying the descendants out so that we can have a question and answer session at the end. So you can actually ask the people who are around at that time or their relatives what it was like, And this is in celebration of Black History Month. We chose to do it the last week of the month because there's so much going on in the beginning. And at first it was going to be in the beginning, but we didn't anticipate the fires to happen. So that's kind of gotten bumped back. But Fund My Travel is one that if, say, you have a nonprofit that does a lot of things with kids or does sports, Fund My Travel is a platform that allows you to raise money to pay for the travel of the kids to and from wherever they're going. Snowball Fundraising is another one where they allow you to put this on here. But the one I love the best is Zeffy, because Zeffy is free and they give you a nice platform that you can embed in your site. I will show you that later. I only recommend one compliance CRM, and that's Bitrix24. And the reason why I recommend it is because it's free forever until you need to use advanced features. But basically, it gets you started on how to manage a nonprofit, daily journaling, daily logging, things that you've done, where you've gone, uploading pictures, uploading video. All of this is important because when it comes time for somebody to say, we want to give you $50,000, but what have you done in the last year? You can just go right there and print a report. And it'll show them, oh, you really keep track of your time. We're going to trust you to do this. I'm telling you, all this stuff weighs on how they give you the grant. The Nonprofit Insurance Alliance is the alliance that has been put together because most insurance companies don't finance insurance for nonprofits. They just don't. They don't cover them. They don't write policies. I called 10 of the ones that Minneapolis recommended us, and not one of them. Out of the 10, 4 of the ladies had retired and went into real estate or something. 2 of them were out of business. I don't know, but this one, Insurance for Nonprofits, go there, get a quote. After you do all the other stuff for your nonprofit, don't do it now. So then this is for the Minnesota Review Board that I had to do. So the Form ST16 is the nonprofit exempt status that you file with the state of Minneapolis to get this. Now, even though I put NA, we ended up having to go get this. Now, this takes 6 to 9 months to get, and we filed it in August of last year or July, something like that, June. So we're still waiting. So just remember, some of these things, they take you a while. Now, the city of Minneapolis is the one that granted them the grant, but the state of Minnesota they have the most money. So in order for us to take advantage of those portals, we have to have what they call the state EIN. So just remember that when you're doing this, even for any state you do, look at their criteria and their requirements. So we filed with the Office of the Attorney General. Anytime you get $20,000 or above, you have to file with the Office of Attorney General. They're the ones that regulate funding that comes into nonprofits. I'm telling you all this because if you get money and you do not report, they will shut you down. And you don't want to be shut down, trust me. I had them join the Minnesota Council on Foundations because we need to know legislation that comes out that affects foundations. Now, there's 2 types of charities. There's a public charity where you have to get 1/3 of each of your funding from a specific entity. So 1/3 from individuals, 1/3 from corporations, and 1/3 from the government. They have very stringent rules, and it's a hassle. But then they also have private foundations. You don't necessarily need to get, if you're not getting money from the government on a regular basis, you don't need to be the public charity. A public foundation is still a public charity. You still give the same donation benefits to people who donate to you. They can also do stuff like donor advised funds. So they can give you like $100,000, but they want you to do with it what they advise you to do. Those can be pro and con, depending on what you're trying to do with the money. But there's so much. Then you have charitable organization initial registration. So the ST3 for Minneapolis, which will be the statement of information here in California, that's your certificate of exemption that you file with the actual Secretary of State. Then you got the Department of Revenue. All these are different things that go on in that state. On my page, it shows all of California. So if you want to go to brianbacchus.com and look that up, then you'll be able to find it there. Scrolling on down. So now we get into the nonprofit associations for fundraising and opportunities. So the one that I like to actually tell you about is TechSoup. TechSoup, once you get your 501c3, is the technical nonprofit for nonprofits. So if you wanted to get Adobe for $5, you wanted to get Microsoft Office for $10, this is where you would go, because this is where all the top software companies go and donate licenses. Seats is what they call them. They donate license seats to TechSoup to dole out to nonprofits to help you run your business easier, your nonprofit easier. Now, Microsoft will give you their Microsoft 365 suite with Azure and the cloud, but only 10 licenses. So you get to use all of their stuff, but only 10 people. Whereas Google for nonprofits gives you unlimited people, unlimited to Google Docs, and they give you $10,000 in ad spend. Now, I'm going to take you guys over there because a lot of people don't be believing this. They don't be believing it. So I got to show you that fat meat is greasy.
Let us
Tony said you're more interesting than the classes for $99 or more. Well, I've been doing this so long that I kind of bring a comedic approach to it because I want people to understand in layman's terms how this stuff works. But at the same time, I want you to know that it's actually beneficial that you do this stuff. All right, so I'm going to come back over here and share this tab now.
Everybody's got to remember this stuff. There's going to be a test at the end. So,
yeah, I don't know if you want that test. Okay, what did I say in the beginning of the thing?
Exactly.
Now, to make it fun later, we'll be doing stuff like, I'm going to give away a free setup to somebody who can remember how to spell John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Okay, where's that chat? Here it is. Okay. So, for people that don't know, Google for Nonprofits does exist. And they have a lot of stuff that you can utilize when you are registered with them once you get all your stuff set up. So, what they have up here is Google Workspace for Nonprofits, Google Ad Grants, YouTube Nonprofit Program, and Google Earth and Maps. So we're going to skip to the Google Ad Grants. So they'll give you Ad Grants provides access to $10,000 of in-kind advertising every month for text ads. Now, mind you, you can get people to do stuff a lot with text ads. And your text ads will be based on creating a link for them to go to. So your page needs to be popping. You need to be able to show on your first page what you're doing. If you don't show that in the beginning, you lose the audience. So utilize those to the best of your ability. There's samples here that they show you how to go about using it. And then it comes with the YouTube Nonprofit Program, which will allow you to have tools that are available to your nonprofit that aren't available to most normal users, even the pros. So this is where they show you how to go out and, utilize your content to the best of your ability by creating causes and things that inspire people to want to do something with you. So you can create cards. You know how when you're watching YouTube and then right when the end of the video is coming out, they got another little thing right there for you to watch. So they allow you to create all of that. You can do so much more. The Fatherhood Foundation, Citizen Fatherhood Foundation in Minneapolis, we're just starting to utilize our Google YouTube. What we've been doing in the past, I guess about a year, is we've been filming content and then editing it and then uploading it to YouTube, but keeping it unlisted. We don't want anybody to see it yet. The reason why I use this tactic is because if you're really trying to sell somebody on something and you want them to come to your page and see something, if I come to your page and I see this video and I love it and I go to the rest of your videos and you got two, well, I'm gonna watch those two, but then I'm not coming back to your page. I'll come back one more time to see if you added something else. If you haven't, I'm not coming back. There's no reason for me to. You're not keeping yourself up to date with postings and current events. So I've seen companies rise and fall due to this lack of not being consistent. That's why we come on here no matter what, every day at 10, because that's when you guys expect us to come on. So if we didn't show up for 2 days, we'd lose our audience. And we're not trying to do that because we're trying to provide special services for people so that they can figure out how to navigate through this crisis for the next 2 to 3 years. So we're not going anywhere. January 16th was the launch date. When January 16th of 2028 comes and we're about to be building back, who knows? We might have a studio at that point. Now we got people that can come in and actually do the thing, Well, we're starting off. This is our grassroots, getting you where you need to be, and just showing you, different aspects of stuff. So I'm gonna go back to the very last part of this because I'm gonna wrap this up with finishing up through there. But you can actually utilize these things. So sign up for TechSoup. All of these things that you see under here, they fall under TechSoup. So I'm not even going to explain them until you actually log into it. Then you have all these other things. I talked about Grant Watch yesterday. This was Minnesota Grant Watch I set them up with. As you can see over here, it says Minnesota. In fact, let me take you guys there real quick. We won't do Minnesota Grant Watch. Well, you're not going to the thing, brother.
Not cooperating.
Well, can't take you there. I think it's because I'm doing the share and not the actual Excel sheet.
Oh.
So there's certain things that you can utilize to automate your postings. We'll go over that another time. And then this is where you go get set up for your government stuff. You go to sam.gov, Federal Service Desk. That's where we manages the grants, and grant.gov. That's if you want government stuff. So now if you want to go to others, like I told you about, and I haven't even updated this list yet because I made this list 2 years ago. So the stuff that's on my website is actually more up to date than this. But Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, and Walmart and Sam's Club love nonprofits. They'll give you a nonprofit account. You can go ahead and, fee free, stuff like that. Cyber Grants and Benevity is just like Candid and Foundation, whereas you go set up registration with them so that people can go verify that you are a legit nonprofit and you're in compliance, and they'll give you money. So the rest of this is just links that I've put together over the last few years that give donations for food, transportation, flights, hotels, that all need to give to charities. All these companies need to give up money so that they can keep their taxes low. So you got amusement parks, airlines, sports teams, merchandise for auction, entertainment from what are these things called? I lost my mind. Amusement parks, hotels, and the like. And that's pretty much, I can still keep going on and on, but
really?
That's the thing keeps going. So that's basically where we're at with that.
Yeah, it's a never-ending. Well,
yes. If you're not ready, Corey, to launch your thing, like right now, say you want to launch in June, right? So you can show these videos on Facebook. People are gonna forget about them real quick. But if you're putting them on YouTube, list them as unlisted so nobody can see them until it's time for you to launch. Then that day before you launch, go unlist all the videos. They're already going to be up there by date anyway. They're just going to be unlisted. So it'll look like you've been doing this for a while. And then when you actually go in and do your launch video, bam, they got something to do. Oh, they got so much. And that gives you time to curate your YouTube. You can put things in categories. You can create playlists. You can create webinars, whatever you're trying to create so that it's organized when people come to it. Now, we're the ones telling you how to do organizing. We don't organize. We just throw stuff up there because that wasn't our forte at the beginning. Our forte was Facebook, and then later on Instagram came. But YouTube was never one of the ones we like to use until we started doing podcasts. Yeah, and we realized that we could stream to several different places at once. Like right now, I'm going on my personal page, my business page of Brian Bacchus, Style Click Media, DJ General Lee, the Black Professionals. I think this is Black Professionals group in Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So like right now, I'm on Instagram on the other side of the thing. I'm about to pull that one up right now. And I can see that there's a lot of people over here. I see Blythe, UCLA lawyer, LoJack joined, Clutch Lutz, Rhonda Mormon, Miss Red Beezy, that's Jamie, Mosan joined, Chef Blakeney, Captain J, that's EJ, Pasadena Gal, L. Buckhurst, Black Crust Pizza, Kelvin Dixon, Toby Hero, and the Lucky Luxter. So we got a gang of people over here that's on Instagram I'm going live there too. So that's basically in a nutshell. We're just trying to get the word out to let people know that, hey, we're here and we're trying to so what we use, I sell it for $10. I do. So because it's easy. And then what program is that plays on all the platforms? So we're using StreamYard. We used to have a link up there that gave you a percentage off, but I took it off because people got confused and started going to that link looking for us instead of waiting for it to pop up. So, but there's a lot of platforms out there that you can use to get the word out. And right. That's another thing. That's the reason why we're doing it like this, so that we don't have to go to YouTube. And now the beautiful thing about this, Corey, is that before we get started, we have to put the episode and all of the information, and then we put it once, and then we pick the platforms we want to put it on, and it puts it on all of them. So you have to retype it again. So, in case you guys didn't see the comment, I don't want to retype. I hate retyping. I like everything to be automation.
And so you had to do that today.
Yeah. I was writing it out, but then Jamal popped in, and I hadn't saved it, and so I popped in, and I said, That's why sometimes we come on here about 3 or 4 minutes late, because we'll be ready to go, but then a glitch happens. Yeah. So that's pretty much. I don't mind sharing the tools I use, because half the time people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed." And the one thing Jamal used to tell me, he said, you need to stop getting mad when you tell people how to do stuff and then they don't do it, because it's so much. If you Zelle me, you see the Zelle going across the bottom. It says Zelle Brian at styleclickmedia.com. Zelle me and I'll email you that. When you Zelle me in your message, put your email, so I'll email you the document. See, I made $10. Woo! This is worth us coming on here for an hour. $10 an hour. But seriously, folks, I do create a lot of stuff, and I'm actually got a lot of ebooks I just haven't posted. Because, sometimes when we create videos on how to do stuff, like I used to create videos on Pinterest on how to, win and get the looks we get. And then Pinterest will change their whole look. And so the video is no good, because step 2 is no longer there. Step 2 is found after step 3. It's like stupid.
I think they're watching us. So as we put something up, then they change it just to screw us up.
Oh my God. It was like crazy. I got invited to like all these social media marketing conferences to speak on Pinterest and stuff like that. And people were like, Pinterest? Isn't that for women? Like, man, do you know how many people on Pinterest? They got 600 million people on there. You missing out. This is what I always tell people. One of our models is let us show you. But one of our other models is your audience is where you are not. If you're not on these platforms, yeah, right, Corey, they did. They were watching. They were like, man, all of a sudden, they get 8 million people coming on here a month. How are they doing it? They just started. Yeah, it was crazy. But we do a lot of automation, and that's the key to winning here. Because remember, I don't post hardly anything except for this podcast. All the rest of the stuff you see is mostly automated.
Automation.
I don't have time to be sitting there posting 4 times a day on 8 different platforms. Are you crazy? Not doing that. So we teach you how to utilize the automation game. And we were going overboard with Pinterest, boy. We was like,
it was just fun.
Post 200 a day.
Yeah, it was just fun. We were just testing the limits.
Oh my God! And there were no limits, man. That was some great stuff. I mean, you still can do it, but you got to be discreet. You got to be like, you can post 50 posts a day, but they got to be random, like one every hour and 10 minutes. So that way it doesn't look like you're 13. Slapping stuff on there. Because, it's funny, young adults that were in college, that was our biggest audience because they were coming on and getting all the memes. They were commenting. I mean, I never even seen so many comments. I couldn't answer them. I just stopped talking. In fact, I stopped going on the platform. It was overwhelming. It's giving me a headache. Sometimes success ain't what you think it's going to turn out to be.
That right there.
So you guys can find out more information on my website. I think I put it up there earlier. It was Brian Backass at Brian Buttkiss. That's what CZ Weezy calls me. Buckus. Buckus.
Brain Buckus.
Yeah, Brian Buckus. But here's where you can I give you the keys to the kingdom. Just peruse it. I still got to call Namecheap and find out why I paid for 5 or 6 5-year SSLs and they still don't work. So that's one of the factors I'm running into right now. But other than that, if you can go past the advanced, trust me, there's nothing on there that will hack your system or whatever. But that's where I have all the information.
To reference what you were just talking about, though, if you go to the page, the SSL is not in place right now. So it's going to say you can't go to the page. There's an error. There is a button that says advanced. Click on that button. And then in the bottom left of there's a little link that says go ahead to the page, and it in parentheses it says unsafe. Just go ahead and click the link, go to the page, it's safe. The official SSL certificate's not in place yet, so you just got to follow those steps until we can get that worked out with Namecheap, like Brian just said.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys one more thing. I don't know why this thing keeps popping up telling me I need to start my TikTok migration, but I did that already. But this is fan base. Yeah, whatever. Oh, forgot to put the camera. So this is what fan base looks like, right? This is what your profile looks like. It's all kinds of.
Still see the link that says "Welcome to fan base." Brian Backus. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, I forgot to hit the button at the top.
Cool.
So this is what fan base looks like. You can migrate your Instagram to it or your Facebook. So you can see most of this came from my Instagram, so I could show that I had content. And my bike got burned up in the fire.
Oh,
that's your bike.
Oh.
Did we only put the right one? Oh yeah.
No,
there's my bike that got burned up in the fire. Oh well, so this old body won't get into shape anytime soon. They got to reimburse me. That bad boy costs a grip.
Yeah, dude.
But this is what it looks like. It's kind of similar to Facebook. You have places where you can put videos up, and then this is where you can put YouTube. So I just put one of the YouTube videos up. This is just a link that shows the house burned up in the fire and all of that stuff.
Well, the cool thing about Fanbase, this is it's a black-owned company. It was founded by Isaac Hayes' son. And it's been around for a couple years. I've been on it for a while as well. Brought Brian into it, and it's actually really, really good. It's gotten better over the years.
Yeah, we've been on this thing for about 6 years.
Yes, we've been on for a while, but it gets better with time, and more people are getting word and of it, and they're getting on it. So, and they just recently went through some funding where they're raising funds to actually put more research and development into, improvements and what have you. It's a great opportunity to help support a Black-owned business, and you can also partake in some ownership if they're still offering that. I think they are for a short period of time.
Right, like this is where you would go to see E-Dub's show tonight. You would go onto the app. It is next Monday. Okay, so this gives you time to get familiar with the platform, where TikTok and Instagram and all of those censor you. You don't have to really worry about that too much. They do have a profit sharing platform once you get your following up, and I'm sure that if I came on here and dedicated time to, in fact, we got to find out if we can go live to this bad boy. That would actually.
In addition to the other things.
Yeah, at the same time.
One of the other things they do have is a subscription base, so you can have just regular content that anybody can see, but you can also have certain things that you might want to have as, quote unquote, more valuable or what have you, and you could charge a subscription of, $5 a month, $2 a month, or whatever amount that you would want. And as people actually subscribe, they would have access to some, like back office stuff or some extra, some private stuff that you would want. It's a cool feature. And the other cool thing is that they don't have the same kind of algorithm that Instagram and Facebook and all these other platforms actually have. Whoever is following you, when you post something, those are the people that see what you post. In addition to other folks, when they obviously scroll through the live feed, certain things will be put in your feed as suggestions. But when you post something, the people who are in your who follow you will see what you post. Unlike the Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTubes right now, because they can play around with who sees it, and you have no control over that.
And if you want to follow mine, you can go to app.fanbase.app, which is weird, app.fanbase.app / Brian Bacchus Brands, and that's where my fan base is.
And you would also want to download the actual app on your phone, because there's certain features and things you can do on the app on your phone that you can't do on the computer.
Yeah, just like Instagram, same way. So I'm gonna take that off, and I think that just about does it for us today. So we're gonna bid you guys adieu. Glad you were able to join us and hang out.
Yeah, we appreciate it for sure.
We're gonna be talking more about nonprofit stuff throughout the week. But I just wanted to give you kind of like a heads up to know what you need to do first. Your outline is what matters. You need to know where you are, where to start, putting your dates and stuff together, because when you want to get reimbursed for, like, saying even your costs out of this, you have all your ducks in a row. You have all your information,
Amber Alert.
I just got it too. But it's actually an Amber Alert, child abduction. Of course, these are the ones I normally get, not the ones that we got 2-3 weeks ago. I got about 50 of those. So thank you all for joining. We appreciate you coming on. And if you don't have any other questions, then we will. Well, it looks like I did got something. Let's see. Hold on. Your audience.
Oh, thank you, Corey.
Your audience is where you are not. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I've been preaching this to people. There are over 250 social media sites, platforms.
That is so bizarre to me. I mean, not bizarre, but it blows my mind every time I hear that. 250 guys, social media platforms. How many do we use? Like 5 on a regular basis?
I use about 37 of them.
Most people, though, at most maybe 2 on average. Maybe a power user's like 5, but you're unique.
Remember Rooster Teeth?
Yes, Rooster Teeth. I do remember that.
Jamal and I did I guess it was an hour-long podcast about 6 years ago. Was it about 6 years ago?
Yeah.
And we talked about each and every one of those 250 social media sites. And I wish I knew where it was because I could send you the link, but we'll show it to you next time.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate you. And anybody else that wants a copy of that, I'm selling it for $10. Just Zelle right there. Put in the message, your email, and you want the nonprofit Excel sheet.
Yep. And we encourage you also comment about anything else you might want us to talk about. Yes, we set this up, and we will always provide information about resources related to the fires and rebuilding and all that great stuff, because we want to have our community to be rebuilt. We want it back bigger and stronger than it was before. In addition, similar to today and yesterday, we obviously can talk about a lot more. Well, B can talk about a lot more. I'll bring on some subjects that I can speak on a little bit more in depth as well, but we can speak about anything that you guys want. If you have questions or suggestions or just any ideas and just things that you think might be interesting, let us know and we'll see what we can pull together and bring it to you guys.
Yeah, I'm just nosy. That's why I'll be bringing a lot of stuff to you. I just want, what they saying? It was free food. Like last night, I bought dinner at Abu Kebab. I'm giving a shout out. Abu Kebab, best Mediterranean food in Pasadena by far. I've not tasted anything. It's across the street from El Pollo Unico. If you need a landmark, it's on a lake, right above, north of Orange Grove. But as I was going up to Borner's Barber Shop to talk to a few guys there, I was told that Central World Kitchen is participating with Doolin's and giving out meals. So I walked around the corner and said, well, lo and behold, look at this string of cars. And I went on ahead and made a video and posted it. Hopefully everybody got out there to get to it because I had just found out about it right then. So I'm that roving reporter that stumbles. I'm going to start calling myself Stumbled Upon. And I just be stumbling upon stuff. Oh, I didn't know y'all was giving away $5,000 gift cards over here. Let me get one. And then let me tell everybody else where to go.
Word.
Like I did with the Dodgers. You know, when they came to give away stuff, I found they was giving away Pampers and all that stuff. And went live. Yeah. But these are the things that are brought to me. People are starting to call us to say, hey, can you announce this? Can you announce this? Because we're like the town criers right now. Nobody else is doing a committed show like we're doing. And I find it fascinating that they're not. But I'm the type of person that if you are doing the show, let us know. We'll share your show.
Absolutely. Just like we're sharing E-Dubs and anybody else who has something. There's never too much information. There's never too many resources. And we all, work together. I mean, we have another group that we're working with, and we mentioned this, first couple shows with Tony Brooks and Wendell Harris and several others that we're going to be able to provide more detail and more concrete information for you very soon. Very similar information. We're not, in some instances, we're duplicating, but we also reach different audiences, right? Like we will never reach everybody possible, but someone you may know, might be able to reach somebody different and what have you. So, we're just doing our part and sharing all the information that we possibly can. And we really appreciate your support.
Yeah, I can't really wait until we get into the meat and potatoes of this group because it's 40 to 50 men who are from Altadena, Pasadena area who have specific skill sets, each one of them. Some deal with parks and recreation. Some deal with real estate. Some deal with architecture. Some deal with construction. Some are lawyers. Some are contractors. We need all of this to kind of come to a kind of a cohesion together to figure out what can we do to help the ones that may lose their properties? How can we help them stay in their properties? These are the questions that we're tossing around amongst ourselves, and each one of us has their own ingenious way of bringing about an idea for all of us to make it happen. And it's going to happen. This is Altadena, baby. This ain't LA. This ain't some pop-up town in Podunk. This ain't paradise. Sorry to knock, we are a major area, and we're near major hubs, and this is celebrity-based county. So you got your Malibus, you got your Pacific Palisades, you got your Hollywood Hills, but I know several actors that live up in Altadena, and they're being quiet right now. But I'm going to eventually reach out to them too to see if we can get them to be a part of it, because if we can get to be a part of that, then oh my God, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to happen. And we'll talk more about the LA Rise thing. Somebody had commented, yes, that was with Magic Johnson and the Dodgers and some other groups. We'll get far more information about that. I blended two different subjects, so I apologize about that. We'll get that. Need to be on those planning.
Corey, I'm going to hit you on Messenger afterwards to tell you more about what we're doing.
Yeah,
so
and you got to come on board too.
Yeah,
like get on the show and talk about what you do.
Exactly. So put your bonnet on, girl, because I know you work from home. And
she went on keys. She went on keys a couple days ago, so she can come on board here.
Oh, she didn't have her bonnet on?
I don't know. She did not. I actually popped on there and checked out. Checked it out.
Yeah.
But look, he got his bonnet on. I can put mine on.
Oh well, I'm cold.
Necessary.
That's why I got.
But that's the equipment. That's as close as we're gonna get to a bonnet, and I can put one on too.
Yeah, it's got the Hood Chronicles.
We will. Yeah, exactly.
My hair is short. I am sorry.
The Hood Chronicles would stumble upon and slip in. Professor Slip.
Yeah, we're gonna come on in our pseudo personas next time. Yeah, what's happening, man? We coming to you from the Hood News. Today we're gonna talk about what happened on Lincoln last night.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this.
Yeah, we saw people were starting to sell crack again. That was 40 years ago. What's happening? Yeah, we saw that, and in fact, Matt Reardon was the one that brought it to my attention yesterday. So we're trying to, get things going. I know, we got to add some comedy to this because we've been on here now an hour and a half, and I'm surprised people are still on here. So, and you still got the people over, and thank you for. Oh, I see Jane came on, Lester, and Deanne. Hey, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for being a friend. We appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. We're gonna get out of here, but also we go to a lot of town halls. So if you guys need to get the what do you call that? The summaries. We're going to be uploading those to AltadenaTalks.com so that you'll be able to see what has happened. And also we're going to embed the videos as well. I'm creating a whole new page to embed all the previous videos so that you can get to them without having to go searching for them.
Right.
So we're just trying to do our part for this, and hopefully you guys will, appreciate what we're doing. We don't normally go this long, but we saw that people were coming on, so we started to keep talking.
Well, that subject matter you were discussing definitely warranted the time, and we could have gone, or you could have gone a whole lot longer with that. But you gave folks quite a bit to think about, quite a bit of information to move forward with, and worst case scenario, reach back out to you. We can kind of go over that information again, but get that that list for $10.
Depends on what type of weed you whacking, Corey. You got bushes in the backyard that's plant life special, then I might come over there and weed whack it for you for a certain percentage. You know what I'm saying? Deanne, I am going to take you up on that shrimp boil you do. I need one of them, like a belated birthday. And just tell me how much it's going to cost. I need that in my life. I ain't had no crab boil, shrimp boil in a minute. In fact, all my chefs, what's cracking? I thought I was going to get the Chef Boyardee special for the birthday, since all my crock pots and pressure cookers burned up in the fire.
Whatever y'all get him, give it to him free for a birthday thing, and I'll pay for mine. But I want some too.
Man,
I've been hearing nothing but amazing, raving reviews about all the food that he's had from you guys. So
I be filming, man. I love the gumbos. Y'all need to the dark roux, not that light roux. Y'all be from Upper Louisiana when you come with that light roux. I ain't trying to. We need Lower Louisiana, like right there. Yeah, right where they get the crawfish out the backyard. You go over the levee. Right a house that got that's on stilts.
Gotta get that dark room, man.
Man, dark. Not that light. Now I actually got to go buy some Guinness because
I got
last
them.
night they
Got them in the
gave.
fridge right now, bro.
Well, you know what? I got a Zoom meeting I got to do in 2 hours. I think after that I'll come join you. We'll do. We need to do another one of those. Like we started Drink Champs before Homeboy did Drink Champs.
Oh my God, Nori and DJ EFN.
Man, I ain't worried about them. Our show is better because we keep it real. We don't need corporate sponsorship.
Man, we were so stupid. that night was silly, dude.
Yeah, like when we gave Joe Torre. I mean, not Joe Torre. Joe Torre just joined. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Appreciate you for coming on.
Big up.
Hey, Joe, I see you join the Instagram live. But we did one on Jamie Foxx's, and we know people, so we ain't trying to say nothing bad about their liquor.
Hey,
but I'm just gonna tell you, when you have Brown's, what's it called? Brown Street Bourbon.
I can go get it if you want. I still got the bottle.
You still got it? Oh, okay. Well, it's actually good when you cut it with water, because I'm telling you, it's like drinking molasses.
Yeah, you got to cut it with
sweet.
It's super sweet.
You got to cut that with some 7-Up, some Coke, something.
Water.
Don't cut it with fentanyl, though. Yeah, we cut it with water, and it actually was decent.
Yeah. Definitely got to have it on the rocks or something.
Joe, you're going to have to come on the show one day so that, you can talk about, doing, maybe we can do a comedy relief event for the city of Altadena. I know there's all kinds of other people are doing stuff, but you got the podcast studio up in there, and let's get some things going. For those that y'all don't know, I'm broadcasting on 8 different spots, so I'm actually on Instagram too. So for the people on Facebook, if you think I'm just talking to myself, I'm not. We got a whole stuff. Oh, so Deanne, you gonna do the gumbo too? Me and Jamal have to kick in for them ingredients because we're not sharing at all. Oh, I see, Jamal, you just joined over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it too, but I can't.
Yeah, well, I got the screen split. I got one half of my tabs on this side and one half on this side. So
yeah, I tried to get on there just to see what it looked like.
There's a lot of people came on over here.
So we got to connect with Romai too, because he has a studio. We might be able to, expand when we do expand, utilize it and get some word out for his spot.
Right.
Girl spot.
Yeah, Deanne. When I went live the second time after the fire, I was crying tears of hurt and anger, but then I saw Tina Blanks come on. And it just reminded me of dancing back at Todd's house. And then Ted came on and reminded me of the parties we used to do when we first started doing production stuff, where everybody's had their production, but they didn't have no real company. Everybody was the production company that didn't exist. But laughter is the best medicine. I think a comedy relief concert right now would be beneficial to helping us get to where we need to be. This is going to be 18 months to 24 months of cleanup. Even the people who have their homes still can't go live in them. I mean, I wouldn't want to go sleep in my bed that's smoke filled. And
no, you can't do that. My sister-in-law is one of those. I mean, on her block, her house is literally the only one that survived. And she showed me pictures yesterday, and it was like the fire got to maybe about a foot away from her actual property. The house and the garage and the studio in the back actually went up, but their house has so much smoke damage and everything. There's no way they're going to be able to move in it right now. And in fact, they might actually have to tear it down and build again, just because of, the smoke really did a lot of damage, and the heat from the fire, even though it didn't really touch it. I remember E-Dub was driving like a day or two after the fires through the neighborhood before they blocked it, and he was showing stuff like where a house was on fire down the driveway, and he was saying that he felt the heat from the car. So imagine, the damage that it probably would do to a home if it was right next to it. So it's crazy.
Yeah, Corey says my friend drove to her friend's house, and she is now having breathing problems from driving through. Well, one thing I did do, I came up there the day of the fires, that Wednesday. I turned my vent on to circulate air inside my car and then turned the air conditioner on. So I was perfectly safe inside the car. But driving through the fires just to see if I could get to the house to see if there's anything left, not knowing if I was too late or not. But after seeing the trail of just skeletons of houses and some just burnt down to dust, I couldn't even get up our street because the two power poles had crossed over the street like this from burning at the bases. And it was just a sad thing. It looked like it was midnight and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. There was so much smoke. But I'm planning on doing a documentary of all the stuff that I've been doing.
Probably do that with Double L too, because he got a bunch of cameras as well.
Well, I'm trying to hook up with Mr. Resendez because he's been flying and capturing stuff, so we all can participate in this. We're going to have about 50 executive producers because it's going to be all kind of footage that we're getting from everybody. So
whatever it takes.
Well, we've been on here. I'm starving. It's almost lunchtime. I know you guys are too. I wish Jim's was open because I go get one hamburger down with ketchup. Suicide. Yes, he was one hamburger down. You want suicide? You want ketchup with that? He always said it so sexy. You be like, man, what are you talking about? One hamburger down. You want fries with that?
The way you just moved into the camera, man, that is hilarious.
Well, that's how he did it. He'd be like, one hamburger down. You want ketchup? If anybody remembers going to gym, know that's how he did it. One fish and chip down. You want tartar sauce? Because they don't want to give you nothing unless you ask for it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, y'all. Yeah. It was fun. I'm glad we got through the nonprofit setup. And, the actual thing I was really excited to show you guys was the Facebook business end setup. Because that right there is what a lot of people don't know. That's how you can keep people from. Yeah, exactly. You want suicide? All the black guys get suicide. We need to do a skit on stuff that we know around town that we just people's quirks.
And they would know. Yep.
Like when we used to run up and open up the door to the orbit and say, "Is my daddy in there?" And run.
Hey, shit! My dad used to take me up in there, dog. I found out later on in life when I was younger, he would literally take me in there, sit me on the bar while he's up there pounding drinks with his boys.
Hey, but that was the 70s.
Yeah, it was. I mean, didn't nobody trip off of that, huh? You can walk. Hey, here's how bad it was. Back 70s, early 80s, moms used to send me to the store. And for those, that know moms, Rosemary Smith, English teacher and everything, cool, beautiful lady. She smoked back in the day. I hope I'm not shattering any images, but she used to smoke back in the day, and she would send me to the store, and I was able to do this to go in the store and get her Parliament 100 lights, and they would sell it to me, and I was like, I wasn't even 10 years old. Oh my gosh! And nowadays you can't do anything like that. And she doesn't smoke anymore, by the way. She gave it up like several decades, a couple decades.
Kelvin Dixon said my English teacher.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, Kelvin, I know something funny. Everybody thought me and Jamal were brothers because Jamal's mom used to pick me up in the 10th grade. This is before Jamal got to the school. He wasn't even there yet. And take me to school. So, right. Oh, is that Sanda? She said I did that looking for my mama.
Where are these coming from? Instagram?
Yeah, those are coming from Instagram. So Corey says I was in there. I wasn't supposed to be there. My mom bought Winston Reds. He would always give me a candy bar to eat on the way home.
Wow.
Santa said, you tell on Aunt Ro. I used to get my mom Territon sticks.
That's funny. And Pop smoked. He smoked. What the hell did he smoke? Gramps smoked Camels. My dad smoked. Golly, I can't remember what it was.
My dad didn't smoke, but he always sent me up there for a pint of Old Granddad.
And they would give it to you. That's
I ended up working at the liquor store when I was 14.
That's
I wasn't supposed to be in there. I just started helping him put the bottles away. And he said, "You want a job?" I said, "Exactly, I do." It's making $40 a week. That was a lot. In 1980.
That's what Pops did. Yeah, Pops did Cools.
Cools, filter kings. Who been putting the Cools out on my floor? Well, you know what? This was fun. We should probably do like one of these where we just bring people in to reminisce about old times. Because I'm gonna tell you, I filmed so much driving around Altadena. I mean, driving up Altadena Drive, driving down Fair Oaks, driving everywhere. I got so much footage that for places that were burned out, if I do have the footage, we're gonna do a comparison. Because she says that Mom's is cracking up. She sent me to Altadena Market with a note. Corey said, "My mama said she was going to quit when they got to $1. She was paying $7.50 in California before she passed." Hey, now you got to make your own cigarettes. Yeah, I know, Elaine. So that's why you need to rely on I'm going to be putting together a slideshow of all the different drone shots that I've taken around Altadena. I even was capturing some footage when they knocked down the YMCA and built those 20 homes over there. But yeah, I'm glad you guys came on. This has been fun. I wasn't expecting this many people to come on late in the game, but hey, it's great. So we didn't went too long. They're going to ding us. I mean, y'all have been on here too long, so it's going to be a problem later when you're trying to monetize. But anyway, we're going to get off of here. Thank y'all for coming on. We're going to be back tomorrow with the second part of the nonprofit strategy, because I really want you guys to think about starting a nonprofit to form causes to help out. I mean, there's something to do for everybody, and there's 350 foundations in Pasadena, and I'm going to log into the platform and show you how to access their tax returns to see who they give to, so you can see if you fit the description of, if your nonprofit fits the bill description of what they may be giving money to. So we're going to get back. It's time for me to do what I do, and that's eat and sleep. And then I'll be probably on some other meetings today. Right. But tomorrow I'm going to be back in Pasadena in the streets, finding out where things are. I know that Central World Kitchen is going to be doing some things. So I'll be bringing you where they're giving out meals. I mean, they're doing this every day. So Doolin's has been in Pasadena for 2 weeks now, giving out meals.
I got you.
So it's all gravy. Literally, because the meatloaf has gravy on it. But we'll be talking to you guys soon. Stay up. I'm Busy Bee. And that is Professor Slipman.
All right, y'all. Take care. See you next time.
Peace out.